all love recipes with garlic, but trying to use an awkward garlic press makes a smelly mess. Introducing
Play golf and do good. Join us for the Red Shield Classic to benefit the Salvation Army's Addiction Recovery Center, a no-fee drug and
by more than 80%.
Play golf and do good. Join us for the Red Shield Classic to benefit the Salvation Army's Addiction Recovery Center, a no-fee drug and alcohol recovery program. For every $10,000 raised, we can help another person receive this free life-saving treatment. Tee up to help our neighbors. Thursday, September 12th at Echo Falls Golf Club. Register for the Red Shield Classic or make a donation to the Salvation Army's Addiction Recovery Center now at KIRO7.com/golf. Thank you to our event sponsors for supporting this life-saving work.
Since record highs in 2021. But the agency has also received more than 1,400 reports of rowdy behavior so far this year.
Now, certainly any unruly passenger incident is one too many, but I also think that we fly a lot of people without issue.
Jeff Price is an aviation professor at Metropolitan State University of Denver. He says there isn't usually any law enforcement present on flights, and he believes some passengers may not acknowledge flight attendants as authority figures.
The flight attendant is there for their safety and security, so they do need to be paying attention to them and listening to them and doing what they're asked to do.
The FAA says the most serious cases are sent to the FBI for review. The agency has referred 43 unruly passenger incidents so far this year. Several cases involve passengers who sexually or physically assaulted another traveler or a crew member. Others were reported for threatening or aggressive behavior.
By seeing more of these cases go to the FBI, by seeing more of them being prosecuted, lets other people know that you're being watched.
Passengers can face thousands of dollars in fines and even jail time for bad behavior on flights. Just last year alone, the FAA issued $7.5 million in fines for unruly passengers. At Reagan National Airport, Kirsten Garris, KIRO 7 News.
Thanks, Kirsten. Right now, one of the best events for gamers returning to the Seattle Convention Center. PAX West is back, open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. through Monday. There's a packed lineup this year as well, including a keynote speech from Microsoft CEO Phil Spencer, an opportunity to compete for cash, and hands-on demos from Nintendo. Meanwhile, if you woke up late or decided to sleep in, you missed this, the sunrise over Tulalip. You got some pink, some purple, some yellow in there, looking like a Bob Ross painting. And as we bring in Frankie Katafias, we were also talking this morning. You had cotton candy, sherbet, all the best desserts.
Yeah, it was the cotton candy skies and the sherbet skies. I mean, we were clearly a little hungry this morning. Dee helped with that sherbet inspo. We're not seeing so much of that now, but still brilliant blue skies matching the brilliant blue waters out across western Washington. Not a bad day to be out near the water. Really, any day over the next couple. This is that live look at Indianola. Worth noting that highs today are going to be touching 80-something degrees, depending on where you are. Now, where you're right around Snohomish County, moving on north, we're still sitting in the mid to upper 70s. Not bad, still toasty, but for the most part, lots of 80s. The warmest 80-degree temperatures popping up right around the southwest interior. Worth noting, though, as we take a look at tomorrow, because, well, we know what to expect today, worth noting that we have some even warmer temperatures heading into tomorrow. And right around King County, those temperatures will be anywhere from about 81 in Shoreline to about 86 degrees in Redmond or Sammamish. Now, down in Pierce County, even toastier. We're talking 90 degrees in some locations. Puyallup, this is a significant number because guess what happens in Puyallup? The Washington State Fair, which kicks off today. So it is going to be very hot at the fair. Make sure that you're drinking lots of water if you can. Find shaded areas. Not a bad time, especially with these next few days in the 80s. Familiarize yourself with the symptoms and maybe signs of heat-related illnesses, heat stroke, heat exhaustion. Looking at what you can expect on the Strait of Juan de Fuca, 70s with a couple of spots like Sequim getting right near 79. And then, of course, for Saturday, Forks will have a high of 86. We'll see a lot of 90s around the southwest interior and even through Eatonville. Now, over the next couple of days, as I mentioned, it will be warm, but right around Sunday, some increased cloud cover. It could potentially trigger a little bit of some coastal showers late Sunday into Monday along the coast and higher elevations in the mountains. But for us, it's just going to bring some cooler conditions, cloudier skies, but still a really pleasant week early into next and towards the end of next week as well.
Thanks, Frankie. Pretty dry here. Same cannot be said of this video out of New York. floodwater bashing into a library on Long Island. You can see the moment it makes its way through the door, then takes out the wall. Library officials say the sheer force also popped out a few windows. Luckily, the library was closed and no one was inside when the water started gushing in. Check this out as well. It's a fire-nado. This happening in Mississippi within the last 24 hours. The Mississippi Forestry Commission sharing this video on social media. A wildfire stirred up the fire-nado. That's a spinning vortex of flames, heat, and smoke, which happens when wildfire's heat and wind create a vertical column of air that rises, twists, and draws in oxygen. Well, college football fans can take a deep breath, speaking of oxygen, because while a few teams kicked off last night, Washington State set to start its season on Saturday. The Cougs welcoming in Portland State, and they're going to see some new faces with this year's roster featuring 49 newcomers, including 15 transfers. That game will get going at noon. Meanwhile, the reigning national runners-up from UW, they kick off their campaign at home against Weber State. The Huskies, of course, replacing several key players, including Michael Penix Jr. and Roma Dunze, as well as their head coach, Kalen DeBoer, which means Jedd Fisch is making his debut on the sidelines for Washington. Kickoff there at 8 p.m., and it'll be on Big Ten Network. However, Comcast is reacting to the concerns of what matchups they're carrying for upcoming Big Ten games. Some people on the West Coast aren't going to see certain matchups with new teams. That's all because of the Comcast and Big Ten Network, the fact they can't come to an agreement on broadcast rights. Comcast says it is sensitive to the impact on customers, and it's in discussions with Fox and the Big Ten Network to find a solution. But as it stands, for now, you will not be able to watch UW's debut in the Big Ten on Comcast tomorrow. Metallica, they're in Seattle, holding not one but two separate shows. How you can take home a memory from the band even if you can't snag tickets. And the Washington State Fair, Frankie told you about it, it's back, the rodeo fun that'll take over the streets of Puyallup. And by the way, coming up in primetime here on CBS at 7:30, you've got Entertainment Tonight. That's followed by Let's Make a Deal at 8 p.m., Lingo an hour later, and Blue Bloods at 10 with Kairos 7 News tonight at 11.
Dealing with an electrical issue? The folks at As You Wish Electric are definitely the people to know. Projects big or small, As You Wish Electric has a team of experienced technicians standing by to tackle them. Your electrical problems will disappear in a snap with a little help from your friends at As You Wish Electric.
Doing good means visiting Woodland Park Zoo. Because doing good for wildlife is doing good for the world. This is how we zoo. Woodland Park Zoo. Visit today.
It's Toyota's National Sales Event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Lease a dynamic new 24 Tacoma for $389 a month. Lease a legendary new 24 4Runner for $499 a month. Or choose 4.99 APR financing.
Come in today. Ooh, like
Toyota. Let's go places.
You see it all the time at any Kendall dealership. And they look like old friends. But that's normal. It's just the Kendall way, treating customers like their family. It's a given that each qualified pre-owned vehicle comes with the Kendall Auto Protection Plan, included in the price. And handing over those keys, there's a satisfaction in the details of what it means to purchase a vehicle from any Kendall dealership. Buy with confidence. Drive with peace of mind. Kendall, let's start something great.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event is on now at Kendall's Subaru of Marysville. Start your next adventure in a new all-wheel drive 2024 Subaru Outback Touring XT. Save $3,226 off MSRP and get 2.9% APR for 72 months. A new 2025 Subaru Forester is only $31,332. Plus get available 4.9% APR. Stop by the all-new location of Kendall's Subaru of Marysville on Smoky Point Boulevard. Kendall, let's start something great.
Expectation defined. Awe-inspiring. Find your lighting.
Down to rock house?
Feeling found or profound.
Not a sound around.
Get an early start.
See some funky art.
Find anything and everything in Nevada's heart.
Travel Nevada. Get a little out there.
If you're clean and you know it, wiggle round. If you're clean and you know it, boogie down. New Skin Essentials wipes are as gentle as they come. Zero harsh stuff and a good clean on your bum.
Egg McMuffin。如果你想好好吃份早餐三明治，不就该选择正宗原味的吗？
Free Cairo 7 24/7 News app now.
The Pacific Northwest's largest state fair just opened up its gates. The 20-day event bringing back some traditional fair favorites as well as some new features. And our own Frankie Catafaias has been busy, now giving us a look at what to expect in this week's Around the Sound.
Fair food, epic rides, and massive entertainment events, oh my. The 124th Annual Washington State Fair is opening its gates, and there are a handful of exciting events happening now through September 22nd.
It's one of the neatest things that I've ever seen.
Washington State Fair spokesperson Stacy Van Horn is talking about a cattle run.
It doesn't happen too often throughout the country, but it's just a way to kick off all of rodeo weekend here.
Hundreds of cattle running down the streets of Puyallup, followed by a non-motorized parade and ending at the fairgrounds for some celebrations. This September 6th event is open to anyone and everyone, and that's not all. Puyallup's tallest structure and most iconic ride, Extreme Scream, is also celebrating 25 years at the fair.
It's been here since 1999. That's a fan favorite. And so what we're going to do throughout fair is we're going to do a lot of contests on social so people can enter to win a free ride on that. Some may not want that, but it's so much fun.
New $10 meal specials, 20 nights of big-name entertainment, and even some new exhibits at the Agriplex are also some new additions to the fair this year. Last year it was Piglet Palace, and that was quite a hit, so this year the fair is excited to add a cattle birthing exhibit.
For us, it's a continuation of a nice balance between still keeping agriculture alive and educating people, because our demographic's so big, people come from everywhere, and we want to make sure there's something here for everyone.
With 20 days to explore everything the fair has to offer, don't forget to check out what's available before heading to the fairgrounds. We'll have a link to the fair events on our website, but for now, in Puyallup, I'm Frankie Catafaias for Cairo 7 News.
Looking forward to the festivities. Let's take a live look now, though, at the big board on Wall Street, where the Dow Jones average up just over 1/10 of a percentage point. Meanwhile, as we take a look at local stocks, decent day for Microsoft, Amazon for sure, 2.76%, while Boeing is down about 1/10 of a percentage point. Focus and clarity, that's what school leaders hope to bring to students with cell phones using these lock pouches.
Got to control screen time nowadays. Everyone's on their screens.
Some don't feel the same way, though. Why others believe taking phones away is a rash decision. And a smell complaint leading to a police investigation in a Wells Fargo building. What we know about a person whose body was found on the
Ready to sell your jewelry? Look no further than Porcello's Jewelers. We've been in business for over 70 years, and you can trust that you're getting the best value for your jewelry. At Porcello's, we have unmatched personalized customer service, where your satisfaction is our top priority. Our team of professionals includes a Rolex certified watchmaker and some of the most experienced custom jewelry designers in the area. Porcello Jewelers, your trusted jeweler since 1952.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event is on now at Kendall Subaru of Marysville. Start your next adventure in a new all-wheel drive 2024 Subaru Outback Touring XT. Save $3,226 off MSRP and get 2.9% APR for 72 months. A new 2025 Subaru Forester is only $31,332. Plus get available 4.9% APR. Stop by the all-new location of Kendall Subaru of Marysville on Smoky Point Boulevard. Kendall, let's start something great.
Samantha, how's the season going so far?
Really good. Nice. Get back to center. I didn't know you could cook like this.
Wait a second. I thought we were having pot roast. Where'd you go? There you are.
It's tofu. He likes it.
It's not bad.
I think he likes it. He likes it.
Wait a second. I thought we were having pot roast. Where'd you go? There you are.
It's tofu.
likes it.
It's not bad.
I think he likes it. He likes it.
Wait a second. I thought we were having pot roast. Where'd you go? There you are.
It's tofu. He likes it.
It's not bad.
I think he likes it. He likes it.
Samantha, how's the season going so far?
Really good.
Glad to hear it.
Nice, nice, nice. Get back to center. This is really good.
Not bad, right?
We all love recipes with garlic, but trying to use an awkward garlic press makes a smelly mess.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Right now on Cairo 7 News.
Yeah, now at noon, this is a live look at the first passengers boarding the Linwood Link Light Rail. Of course, the new extension just opening up today, and in mere moments, passengers are going to be scrambling to get on that first edition of this train taking off. As Gwen mentioned, the atmosphere around there and people lining up just to get a seat on that first train. Pretty amazing to see all this come to fruition over the last 15 years or so. And as the Link Light Rail expands, so too does the housing that's popping up around it. Cairo 7's own Madeline Ottley is in Linwood telling us all about the new development nearby.
You see all that construction behind me. This light rail expansion has also created a housing boom. Sound Transit officials say there are now 10,000 new housing units, whether those have already been built or in the permitting pipeline, that have been built within half a mile of these 4 new stops. Of those, about 3,300 are Sound Transit homes, and 2,500 of those are going to be affordable housing units. Now, county officials in both Snohomish and King County tell us this whole project has been a catalyst for all kinds of development. They expect once it's officially up and running, they're going to be seeing about 50,000 regular riders. Reporting in Linwood, Madeline Ottley, Cairo 7 News.
Another transit update to bring you as well. The Rapid Ride G-Line had a ribbon cutting here in Seattle. This is the city's 8th Rapid Ride launch. The ceremony held in Capitol Hill yesterday with another focus of adding miles of red bus lanes around Madison Street. Downtown Seattle, First Hill, Capitol Hill, Central District, and Madison Valley all connected by these buses, and the service starts on September 14th. Well, wherever you're riding today, it's been a pretty good afternoon to get out there and start this holiday weekend a little bit early. I know some people probably took Friday off, and Frankie, as we bring you in, they're loving that right now with the weather they're seeing outside.
Absolutely, and I think our four-legged friends are really hoping that wherever the humans go, they get to go too. Now, for our Pet Walk forecast, I have been asking to see pictures of pets getting ready to maybe celebrate or go do some Labor Day weekend stuff with their humans, and of course our own Elle Thomas sent in a picture of her pup Evie in her mermaid swimsuit. I don't know where she's going swimming, but wherever she's going, she looks fabulous. Right now, if you're going to take your pup out, it's about 73 degrees, lots of sunshine, and later this evening we'll see similar temperatures as well, lots of sunshine. Now, our peak temperatures, though, are going to be quite hot. We're talking like 80 degrees, so maybe just keep the pups inside or in a pool somewhere. I do want to see more pictures of your pets, especially as we head into next week. I know Nick loves to see them too. Make sure you submit those pet photos, Cairo7.com/petwalk. Now, let's talk about the weekend outlook. So if you maybe need to make those plans or you're not quite sure what you're going to do, just know that we are looking at very warm days Saturday and Sunday, but the warmest day is certainly going to be tomorrow. And coming up, I'm going to pinpoint some of the hottest spots in a couple places that you can anticipate seeing 90 degrees in my full forecast a little bit later.
Thanks, Frankie. We'll check back in a bit. Now to continuing coverage out of Kent. Sadly, a pilot who crashed over the past weekend has passed away. 74-year-old Alan Williams went down over Lake Meridian on Saturday. He tried to land, but crashed into the water. Williams' family sent us a statement saying, in part, he was a selfless person who was always there to help those around him. Like the love he showed others, our heartbreak cannot be put into words. In Pierce County, a man is recovering this morning after a hit-and-run crash. The moment he flipped his car in Tacoma earlier this week was all caught on camera. Here's a look at that video. It happened around 5:30 a.m. on Monday morning. You can see a silver SUV going down Sprague Avenue towards South 15th Street. The driver slows down near the intersection, then from the left turn lane suddenly makes a right in front of an oncoming car. The victim's car rolls over. The other driver keeps going. A Good Samaritan nearby called 911. The victim was taken to the hospital with numerous injuries, and his brother spoke to us here at Cairo 7.
He's not mad about the car. He's not mad about his injuries. He's not mad that the driver did it. He's mad that the driver took off and left him there upside down.
He says his brother will have surgery next week. Meanwhile, police say this is a felony hit and run. They're hoping someone has a tip to help find that driver. Developing news from Arizona. There's an investigation in Tempe after the body of a dead Wells Fargo employee was discovered at the office. Her body found at her desk 4 days after she showed up for work. People who work there say she was found on the 3rd floor in a remote part of the office building, and one person says they walked into work and reported a bad smell, but it's still not clear how many people were on the 3rd floor at the time of her passing.
It didn't surprise me, unfortunately, to hear like somebody's just sitting at their desk, nobody's checking on them.
It really blows my mind that no one's seen this woman. The way that these offices are set up, somebody had to have walked faster.
Other employees say they're concerned about how the area was cleaned up, claiming a professional cleaning crew was never called in. Wells Fargo releasing a statement saying, in part, "We are in contact with their family to ensure they are well supported during this difficult time. The cause of her death is still under investigation." Soon we'll learn Seattle Public Schools plan to close schools ahead of the next school year. During a board meeting last night, the superintendent reminding everyone the district is $100 million in a deficit. Combining that with declining enrollment, they say the path forward is pretty clear.
It's no longer possible to close these gaps without making significant cuts to already under-resourced schools.
According to the superintendent, enrollment has dropped by about 4,000 students in recent years, and many elementary schools have less than 300 students. A final vote by the board is expected before winter break. While the district is working on the consolidation plan, it's set to launch a new online tool that will let parents see how their child's school will be impacted. That should happen next month. Meanwhile, this lock bag will be an essential back-to-school item for some Seattle students. It's all to keep kids away from screens and focused on learning. KIRO 7's Samantha Lomibao is at Robert Eagle Staff Middle School, where there are plenty with mixed feelings regarding this new approach.
Welcome back, Ravens. It's back to school season, but this year, campuses nationwide. Good morning, everyone. And right here at Robert Eagle Staff Middle School, are doing things differently.
When you go in, you have to have it locked up. And then when you walk out of the school, you can unlock it.
Malcolm is showing us the new Yonder pouches he and his classmates picked up at orientation on Thursday. They're meant to create better connections between students without smartphones or smartwatches.
I feel like it'll help me actually stay with my friends more because I'll actually be able to talk to them and I just won't be on their phones as much.
The school says cell phones make engagement difficult for teachers, citing nonstop distractions on social media.
They're just mostly scrolling on TikTok.
They're addicting. They like to play games and watch YouTube and whatnot.
Got to control screen time. Nowadays, everyone's on their screens.
Parents I spoke with are also on board with the new lock bags.
Just to focus on school, focus on the teachers, and learning, right? I mean, they're distracted a lot, so I think it's helpful to not have those things.
Some students felt like this was a rash decision that could have used more reinforcement rather than taking this action.
I don't like it. Why? Because, I don't know, especially at lunch, I just want to be on my phone at lunch.
In between classes, and in class, there's usually, only, 1 or 2 people on their phones. Most people, follow the rules, I feel like.
8th graders like Luke and Ariana believe there wasn't an issue in classrooms to begin with.
That's interesting to me.
They feel like pushing out phones only invites other types of distractions.
It's not, distracting us, if we're just, on it, during a break. I don't know.
I feel like if they, do this, then, people are just going to, talk to their friends more, which is, even more distracting, during class.
Samantha Lomibao, KIRO 7 News.
Hamilton International Middle School will also be testing out these new pouches. We're told the pouches will be unlocked at the very end of the day by the school. By the way, we are back on the road next week visiting school districts across our region. Our Nick Allard will be live at Redmond High School in the Lake Washington School District on KIRO 7 in the morning. Soon, the University of Washington will welcome back current and new students. Move-in starts September 17th, and it ends on the 20th. The first day of class is September 25th. And if you're wondering about Washington State, well, classes in Pullman, they started back on August 19th. We have a lot more back-to-school content for you, though, all next week and on September 9th. You can find more of our stories on KIRO7.com. Well, Metallica is bringing their world tour to Lumen Field for separate shows on 2 different days. The Classic Band will be rocking out tonight and Sunday as well at 6 p.m. That's 2 shows, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts, with doors opening at 4 p.m. Right now, event parking is sold out, but those not going to the show, they can still buy merch on Saturday from noon to 5 outside of Gate 3. Seattle's new crown jewel is open on the reimagined waterfront, the way people can get in for free. And scoring goals, but setting them, too.
Soccer is the hook to help kids learn and to ignite being able and being willing to care for their own physical and mental health.
Up next, the way the Sounders organization is helping kids take care of their own wellness.
Dealing with an electrical issue? The folks at As You Wish Electric are definitely the people to know. Projects big or small, As You Wish Electric has a team of experienced technicians standing by to tackle them. Your electrical problems will disappear in a snap with a little help from your friends at As You Wish Electric.
You see it all the time at any Kendall dealership. And they look like old friends. But that's normal. It's just the Kendall way, treating customers like their family. It's a given that each qualified pre-owned vehicle comes with the Kendall Auto Protection Plan, included in the price. And handing over those keys, there's a satisfaction in the details of what it means to purchase a vehicle from any Kendall dealership. Buy with confidence. Drive with peace of mind. Kendall, let's start something great.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Elevate your workspace with the Lightning Desk Mat, a multifunctional tool to enhance your computing experience. Surrounded by LED ambient lighting, including a wireless charging station with a silky smooth surface that's waterproof, functional, and elegant. The Lightning Mat is the ultimate desktop accessory. Scan the code to light up your workspace today with the Lightning Mat. Available now.
We all love recipes with garlic, but trying to use an awkward garlic press makes a smelly mess. Introducing the Great Garlic, your ultimate kitchen companion for effortlessly crushing garlic to perfection. Just place a peeled clove of garlic under the grate, rock it back and forth, and say goodbye to tedious chopping and messy mincing. The Great Garlic ensures consistent results every time. Scan the code on your screen to order your Great Garlic today. This is a limited time offer, so scan now and find out for yourself just how great the Great Garlic is.
Scan the code on your screen now for this exclusive offer from HydroSpark Pro. Discover the new trend that's bubbling up as the future of hydration innovation. Get hydrogen-infused water now with the HydroSpark Pro. Fill it up, push Browns. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
After 5 years of construction and lots more planning, Sound Transit light rail service has taken off in Snohomish County. These are the 4 new stations from Shoreline to Linwood welcoming passengers today, which we showed you as well. Of course, the Linwood link will make the drive shorter for commuters, but where do you leave your car? Madeline Ottley is in Linwood to map all that out for you.
One of the big questions is if you are driving to get on the Link light rail, where is it that you're going to park? Well, the good news is that Sound Transit does have designated free parking at all 4 of these new stops. Linwood City Center has about 1,670 spots, Montlake Terrace 688 spots, and then Shoreline North and Shoreline South each have about 500. Right now, all of that parking is free. I'm told that could potentially change down the line. There's been some conversation, but ultimately that would be a decision made by the Sound Transit Board. A lot of people won't even have to worry about parking. That's because there has been somewhat of a housing boom along this new light rail extension. We're talking about 10,000 new housing units that have either already been built or already have permits to be within half a mile of this new expansion. Reporting in Linwood, Madeline Ottley, KIRO 7 News.
We know that's going to be busy, so is the airport this holiday weekend. But one thing people don't have to worry about as we bring in Frankie is the weather, thank goodness.
You know what? Some might even blame the weather and the holiday for the busy roads, the busy airports, the busy everything. But you know what? That's just what happens when you live in a state that's beautiful. Now let's talk about what those temperatures are right now in Snohomish County. If you want to step outside, or if you've yet to step outside, just know you're going to be walking into some low to upper 70-degree weather. We're looking at 79 current temperature in Cottage Lake, 77 in Arlington, about 73 in Tulalip, 72 in Edmonds. Now, right around South King County, those temperatures right now, 80 in Auburn and Kent. We're sitting at 79 for Covington, Maple Valley, 78 that current temperature in Black Diamond. And then as we take a look at Pierce County, we're seeing that at JBLM, Fort Lewis, McCord Field area, we're at about 76 degrees, 76 in Federal Way, and in Bonnie Lake, Puyallup, and Ording, we're sitting at about 78 to 79 degrees. Now, again, that's current temperatures, not the highs for today. They will be getting toasty, but I'm pointing out our highs for tomorrow because tomorrow is one of the warmest days of the 7-day period. If we look at the King County highs for tomorrow, you'll see that we're going to be sitting mainly in those mid to upper 80s. Now, in Pierce County, on the other hand, we're seeing temperatures touching 90. South Hill, Puyallup will be somewhere between 89, 90 degrees. Important to note because that is a toasty temperature, and well, the Washington State Fair, yeah, that's down that way too. So make sure that you're planning accordingly, bringing the proper gear, and of course staying hydrated. In the Snohomish County area, those temperatures will be in the upper 70s, mid to lower 80s, and then down the Strait of Juan de Fuca, temperatures sitting primarily in the 70s, but we'll have a high of 81 in Mount Vernon. 79 will be the high in Sequim. Just along the coast, here's a look at your high temperatures. Again, further in the interior, that's where we'll see our best chance of some 90-degree weather. Elma, Centralia, Eatonville, and potentially even Enumclaw, North Bend. Now, my friendly reminder to you that with an 85-degree air temperature, the asphalt can get up to, during peak hours, 130 degrees and 105 for concrete. So it's always best maybe to limit your outdoor, at least in the middle of the day activities, especially pet walks or maybe taking children to parks. Surfaces can get a bit too hot. And with again, that holiday weekend, let's talk water safety. 78 to 85 degrees is considered a safe water temperature. Puget Sound water is, just for your reference, in the peak of summer, typically trends in the 50s, which means that cold water shock is possible. Doesn't matter how good of a swimmer you are still susceptible to drowning, so please be safe on the water this weekend. Heading into Monday, our actual Labor Day, 73. We're seeing some cloudy skies, and then we've just got a nice rest of the week. No rain in sight.
Much appreciated, Frankie. Meanwhile, the Seattle Sounders, they're in the thick of the MLS schedule, and this season the team is celebrating 15 years in the league and 50 years of actual existence since the team's original founding in 1974. It's clear that the club is part of the community, but this summer the team also helping give back by holding special clinics for young people. KIRO 7's Arunji Sinha says those clinics are addressed to help physical and mental health in today's Healthier Together.
Come together with our common goal to help our kids be healthier, both in body and in mind.
Summer scenes like this are starting to fade from memory a bit, outside in the sun playing soccer, tackling tasks along with slide tackles, setting goals and scoring them too. The Build Your Shield clinic from this summer helped kids learn to take care of their own wellness, a lesson that will serve them on and off the pitch, especially as they head into a new school year.
Team sports are really important for kids of all ages, and today we have a special part of our curriculum just on teamwork. So building that group of people around you that's on your team.
In soccer, you rely on teammates. As children take on mental health challenges, this clinic gave them a base of support. It asked kids to name who's on their team.
My dad. My dad, awesome.
Who are their go-tos for support. Who teams up to care for them.
It really shows them that they are cared for and that they do have people in times of trouble that they can lean on.
In partnership with Regions Blue Shield, the Sounders are now part of a multi-year partnership to improve the health of young people in some underserved communities and increase access to health and wellness. Along with the Rave Foundation, which works to build fields for free play across Washington, the goal of these clinics is to empower kids to take charge and focus on their own health. The first clinic happened in May, and up to 100 young people took part.
And it's not just about you, and so you come to a team setting and you have to make it about the team.
The clinics also help kids identify and express their feelings. Communication is a key on the soccer field and a key part of these clinics.
Kids these days are suffering from a lot of things, and we never know what a kid comes to a clinic with or to school with. And so if we can be a small part of helping them release those feelings and just feel a little joy for the day, that's great.
Go!
The clinics may have run their course as the summer winds down, but they will most likely be back next year. The hope is that they can expand to include more children and do more work on helping them learn about themselves.
Soccer is the hook to help kids learn and to ignite being able and being willing to care for their own physical and mental health.
Rainier!
For Healthier Together in Renton, I'm Ranji Sinha, KIRO 7 News.
And if you'd like, you can watch all of our past segments on KIRO7.com/healthiertogether. Now, in today's Steals and Deals, a product you can use to put out fires beyond the kitchen.
A few years back, I had a fire in my kitchen and I did not know how to work the fire extinguisher. It was very scary and I never wanted to be in that situation again. So I found the perfect solution. It's from LifeSafe and it's called Stay Safe. This is the size of a can of hairspray and it eliminates fire in seconds. It tackles multiple types of fires. I now have one in the kitchen, in the garage, even in my kids' bedrooms. I don't ever want to have to fuss with a fire extinguisher. And here's Leslie Teely to give us more information on this.
Have you ever wondered where lithium-ion fires can actually start? Well, look no further than your personal cell phone, your laptop, your tools in your garage, or your e-bike that maybe you just purchased. Every rechargeable device that you have in your home, in your office, on your RV, or in a boat can likely contain lithium-ion batteries. My kids are always charging their cell phones on their beds. The Stay Safe All-in-One is the only handheld, multi-purpose fire safety aerosol that's on the market today that will be able to put out lithium-ion fires.
And check out this deal at localsteals.com today because you're going to get a pack of 3, 25% off. This is a must-have for everyone's family home. Check it out today.
Still on the way, music, food, and fun. The preparation happening now at the Seattle Center. How to have a good time while supporting a great cause. And here's a look at the afternoon lineup here on KIRO 7 at 1 p.m. You got The Talk. An hour later, The Bold and the Beautiful. At 2:30, Entertainment Tonight, Dr. Phil at 3. And then watch KIRO 7 News live at 4 p.m.
Whether in the office or working from home, we know good health doesn't happen alone. That's why Regions Plans offer you and your employees easy access to the largest network of quality care from anywhere.